Hello everyone, welcome back to Form of Therapy. This is the Culture Study. I'm the channel's video producer and your host. You can call me PD. And today we are checking out The Feels by TWICE. This is TWICE's first English song, not counting, the English versions of their previous Korean songs. Like, this is their first song that was meant for English release. I'm going to be honest, I'm late to this purely because I didn't know this came out. I just stay away from the internet, and it wasn't until I read a comment recently, and someone was like, when are you going to react to TWICE's The Feels? And I'm like, they have a comeback? And usually comeback stuff comes onto my radar, but I suppose because this was an English release, it just didn't come up. So yeah, I'm surprised. I had no idea this was a thing that was going to be happening, but let's check it out today. Before we get into it, if you guys would like to support us, consider visiting our Patreon. Over on our Patreon, we do bonus content. We do listening parties. We check out variety content, reality content, survival content. This month we are checking out Girls Planet and Loud. We're also doing some horror-themed kind of stuff. We're checking out Sweet Home, Squid Game, Devil Judge, Strangers from Hell, a whole bunch of K-dramas. So if you want to join us over on our Patreon for that would be wonderful. Of course, you don't have to support us if you don't want to monetarily. Just hitting the like button and subscribing to our videos would be tremendous. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Let's get into the video. This is The Feels, I pronounced the video very weird, by TWICE, and this is your form of therapy. Prom 2021.
I'm so curious, but your boy wanna keep it cool. But I know every time you move, got me frozen. I get so shy, it's obvious. Catching feels like butterflies. If I say what's on my mind, would I hit bullseye? Shoot, I'm ready, aim and fire. Baby,
Wow. Oh, wow. They did not even let that breathe. Oh, I love that part. When Nayeon goes like, I got the feels. Oh, I love that part.
What's your intention? You tell me, baby, what's the deal? Oh, one look and I know it, baby. My eyes reveal that you give me the feels. Oh, yeah, on my heart, oh yeah. Never let it go, oh, oh. No, never let it go, oh, oh, oh. Lightning straight to my heart, oh yeah. I got all the feels for sure, yeah. I got all the feels for ya. Boy, I know. I know I get the feels. Boy, I know.
Wow, Momo's outfit there looks super dope. Oh, right. Hold on. Sorry, there's a little more. Let me actually tell you how I found out that this music video was a thing. Okay, so I just suddenly remembered how I found out this music video existed. It wasn't just because someone mentioned it in the comments. It was actually because I was meeting one of my friends and they said, hey, are you going to the Twice concert? Or it was something along the like, are you going to the Twice concert or are you going to watch the Twice concert? And I was like, what Twice concert? What do you mean? What are you talking about? And then they were like, yeah, they revealed it at the end of the music video. And I was like, what music video? And that's how I actually found out about it. And then someone mentioned it in the comments, and I was like, oh, right. Right, there we go. 6th anniversary week, 3rd full album, and 4th tour is coming. More to come, stay tuned. Yeah, this is actually how I found out, because my friend brought it up. They're like, are you going to go see Twice again? Because I saw Twice when they did their previous US tour, and wow, this song, I have zero complaints. I have zero critiques. Usually when a K-pop group attempts to make an English release, a full English song, and not an English version of a K-pop song, not doing like 2 different versions, I usually have problems like one way or another. You know, not everything is perfect. But what I really like about the Feels, where I have to give them a lot of points and compliments, is that they did not compromise who they are as a group, who they are as Twice themselves. They didn't compromise their sound. It sounds very natural to them. It sounds very familiar to their sound. This is a Twice title track. It's the kind of Twice title track where I don't think they would do this for Korea. They wouldn't do this for Korea because I feel like there is a specific sound they like to promote in Korea. But at the same time, I could see them doing this for Japan. Twice has a lot of Japanese releases, and Twice's Japanese releases I find to be some of their more interesting and kind of boundary pushing stuff, and then they kind of test their parameters in Japan, and then they build up upon it, and then you see how that affects their concepts going forward in Korea as well. And The Feels is definitely a song that I could have seen them promote in Japan, but it works, I think, perfectly in an English setting as well. It does not compromise the Twice sound, which is fantastic. It's not cringy. I think that's one of the biggest examples that I have about this music video. It, from the lyrics to the melody to the sound itself, it's not cringy. And what makes K-pop songs sound cringy in America is, I mean, when they're largely trying to fit into the American sound, and they don't fit into the American sound. When they so desperately are trying to get America's attention, the Western world's attention, that they compromise their own sound. They compromise what made them special and then just completely do something different. But with The Feels, that's not the case. It sounds very much like a Twice song with English lyrics. And then there's the lyrics. The lyrics are also fantastic. The lyrics, I feel like at no point did they feel awkward. Several things about the lyrics. At no point did they feel awkward. At no point did the lyrics sound cringy either. Sometimes, even just the lyrics themselves can sound cringy, just because sometimes the people writing the lyrics are not completely proficient in English. And even here, there was a certain lyric that it was either Jui or Sana, where let me see right here. Would I hit bullseye? That's not like completely grammatically clean right there, and yet it's like, would I hit a bullseye, right? And yet they could have added would I hit a bullseye, and it would have worked, but they missed the and yet at the same time it totally flows perfectly. Everything about this song, lyrically, grammatically, feels like it flows perfectly. So whoever was the lyricist on this song, I think also did a spectacular job, because I don't know who worked on this song. I'm going to check that in a sec. But oftentimes you write a song either for the Korean market, or you write a song for the Japanese market or the American market. And there are powers to the top line and the phonetics. And so sometimes the phonetic is important and works in a Korean song, but then when you try to translate to an English song, it doesn't work. Oftentimes, it rarely works. There are very, very few times when, for example, let's say a K-pop group promotes a song in Japan. When they translate it to Korea, it doesn't hit the same. You know what I mean? Because the song was so originally meant for a specific sound and a specific country's language and tone and phonetics, that when you translate it to the Korean lyrics, oh, that doesn't quite hit, or when you translate from Korean to English, oh, that doesn't quite hit. It doesn't necessarily mean it's always bad, but the original is always better, right? But with the feels, I don't know what the intention necessarily was, whether it was to make this initially set out to be a Korean song or an English song. I'm going to take a look at the writing credits real quick, but so far it sounds fantastic. All right, so I'm currently on color-coded lyrics. This is not sponsored, but this is my go-to usually when I'm looking up credits. Lyrics are by Iumin Collapsdone, so that's Korean, Justin Reinstein, Anna Timgren, and Boy Matthews. Composed by Iumin, Justin Reinstein, Anna Timgren, and then arranged by Iumin and Justin Reinstein. So it looks like it was a genuine collaboration between both a Korean songwriter and an American songwriter. That might be why this song has just a seamless sound to it. It sounds, the track itself sounds very much K-pop. It sounds very much Twice. You especially like the parts where like, I got the feels, like the little flourishes like that. Parts in the top line, that is very K-pop. And the funk and disco sound also, those influences also sound very K-pop, but the lyrics and kind of, I guess, the familiar sound of the beat, I think stems from the American songwriters as well. So this is kind of like the perfect scenario for a collab like this, setting out to make a full English song. Let's listen to the chorus again real quick.
I got the feels for you, yeah, 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 yeah. You have stolen my heart, oh yeah. Never let it go, oh, oh. No, never let it go, oh, oh, oh. Lightning straight to my heart, oh yeah.
Come on, look at that. That is catchy. That is classic Twice. There is nothing about this that feels any different from any of their Korean tracks, which is the perfect scenario to seamlessly transition to a global sound. I think Twice really, really nailed it. And I would have been really disappointed if they had... Oh, I love that part. If they had totally shackled, especially Nayeon and Jihyo, those two, I mean, they are the powerhouses when it comes to the vocal department of their group. If they had not let them kind of have like their moment in the song where they like na 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 na, like, because typically with American top lines, you don't do that. You don't go up and down, and so sometimes whenever they try to go for the English sound, they kind of limit the singers. They limit the top line, they change it up, and they don't sound like themselves. And sometimes it just comes from nervousness too. Sometimes idols are just like not comfortable singing in English, so then they kind of don't sing also as confidently as well, but they also come through confidently just like any other Twice song, which is super dope. Yeah. And that second part of the chorus is fantastic. It is awesome. Oh, I got so confused. I was like, why is there a member I don't recognize? I realized half of them are Twice members and then some of them are dancers.
Bye bye. Wonder what's on your mind. She got me good and I wanna be a fool. If we start, well, I wanna be a fool. Underneath the neon lights, baby, electricity tonight, baby. I know love, it is such a funny thing, a mystery. Oh, gotta get to know you more. 'Cause I
That part stood out to me a lot.
think a mystery. Oh, gotta get to know you more. 'Cause
Mystery allure. Got to know you more. The pronunciation is also so clear and it sounds so nice. And I mean, Mina in general has a really nice voice, but that part really stood out to me. I really like that part.
I can feel a real connection, a supernatural attraction. I got the feels for you, yeah, 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 yeah. You have stolen my heart, oh yeah.
God, the music video is awesome too. It's fun. It's vibrant, and it also has like that kind of like big spectacle nature of it, which is fantastic. And you know, I hope that if this can expose them to more American audiences, when they see this and they go, wow. Because like right then when the chorus drops, that shot, oh wow, the way the camera was pushing in was just awesome.
Never let it go, oh, oh, oh. Lightning straight to my heart,
Jeez.
I got all the feels for sure, yeah, I got all the feels for you.
A lot of the practical zooming I'm a big fan of as well.
I know I get the feeling.
Like during Gio's portion, there was a lot of like the zooming in and out. Especially JYP, they've gotten into, their video teams have gotten into doing a lot of digital zooms and a lot of digital punches. So I like seeing the practical stuff.
So what's your intention? Yeah, tell me, baby, what's the deal? Oh, one look and I know it, baby. My eyes reveal that you give me the feel. So yeah, on my heart, oh yeah. Never let it go, oh oh. No, never let it go, oh oh oh. Lightning straight to my heart, oh yeah.
God damn. The choreography is so satisfying to watch too. Ooh, I love those whip transitions too. I love Momo's hair like that. That looks super dope. Yeah, the only way I can compliment this is that it is a Twice title track. That's all I have to say. It is uncompromising. It is very much Twice, and it is excellent. It's a 10 out of 10. Even the music video, the scale of it feels the same. Doesn't feel any less different. Doesn't feel like they held things back. It just feels like a Twice English title track, which I never thought I'd be saying that out loud, and bam, it would be so spectacular. And it is. It's fantastic. But guys, that's going to be it for my reaction review to Twice's The Feels. Let me know, what are some K-pop songs where you felt like it, you know, like especially like when it was Japanese first and then it came to Korean and then the translated version was better, or like when it was Korean and like it was a K-pop song and then it went to Japan and then they did like a Japanese version of the K-pop song and then the Japanese version was better. You know, like let me know if there are any instances where you preferred the actual translated version better. And also I want to throw an additional question. I don't know, because I personally am bilingual. I'm completely bilingual. So I have never had, you know, kind of had the issue of like K-pop and English music and not being able to understand either one. But I wonder, like, this is the thing that I've always thought for a long time is you don't need to make the lyrics English, because if it's so difficult, why are you going out of your way to make the lyrics so cringy and difficult just to promote in America? You know, just make the song Korean and, you know, like, just make it Korean. And mind you, obviously, most people will tune out if they hear Korean. And the added benefit is if you make it English, the people who, you know, tend to be more prejudiced, they might slip and fall into it. And then all of a sudden they didn't know it and they're a K-pop fan. But for existing K-pop fans, does especially Twice fans, does this song feel any different, or do you feel closer connected to it to you because it's in English? Because most of the time you've been listening to Twice songs in Korean, and then maybe eventually there will be an English version, right? But then this one is English off the bat. So does this hit differently for you? I can't relate to that experience at all, so I don't know what that experience is like at all. If anybody does feel like, oh my God, because it's in English, I feel like I'm more connected to it, let me know in the comments. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys liked it, please give it a nice little like down below. Make sure to subscribe as well. But if you'd like to support the channel just a little bit extra, consider visiting our Patreon. We have extra bonus content on there. We do listening parties, reality reactions, variety reactions, survival show reactions, K-drama reactions. So we mentioned a lot of the stuff at the top of the episode. So if you want to check all those out, please visit our Patreon. We would greatly appreciate it. It's what helps keeps this channel going. Of course, you don't have to support us monetarily. Just consider subscribing at least, or check out our other videos over here. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.